My mind is as messy as my hair on Sunday mornings. My handwriting, not so much. I see writing as an alter ego. I wouldn't be able to romanticize half of my past relationships if it weren't for words pouring out of my pen. I wouldn't be able to motivate myself to live if it weren't for speeches I've observed and noted. I wouldn't be able to think properly without formatting my sentences in the same cohesive layout I've been using since I bought my first black leather journal, at which my friends renamed Bianca's Bible. The thing about words is that they don't run out like the boy you thought you loved. Words are endless, and so are stories you can create combining them. I like words because they can be misinterpreted. I like explaining why and how. I like when he doesn't understand what I'm babbling about, but he puts two and two, or in this case, vowels and consonants, together and grasps that I'm trying to tell him I love him. I like how my tongue ties when certain sentences get tougher to express. I like how my hand trembles when I'm writing to get a point across. It makes me feel like I'm literally shaking the unwanted emotions out of me. I like words, and I like being able to feel vulnerable when I spill secrets like I did with my tea this morning. I'm an extremely headstrong girl, regardless of my childlike frame, so I rarely let myself appear vulnerable. The only time I'm susceptible to emotional hurt is when I'm drowning in words easier to write than speak. I write so much I decided to get a tattoo about it. An English professor that I didn't know personally once said to a slightly crowded auditorium, "You are as good as your best line." I took out my book and wrote it down. Months later, I got it injected onto the top of my kneecap, so whenever I'm looking or feeling down, I can be reminded that I am as good and as powerful as the words I write. 8 words coupled together can give off a variety of meaning. I use this phrase to keep me humble, to keep me sane, and to keep me on my toes. I'm only as good as what I bring to the table, or what I bring to the notebook, so I cannot possibly feel like I'm any better than my actions or my words. I'm only as good as my best line, and considering every day is a different one, I have to keep it constant. I have to keep my best lines coming in quicker than the tides during a thunderstorm. I have a book filled with Polaroid pictures of the places I've been, the parties I've regretted, the boys I've kissed or didn't, the long car rides, my favorite towns, my favorite parks, and my favorite friends. Perfect friends. I write to document the things that I want to and don't want to share. I used to write songs until I found out I don't have a voice. Boy, that was upsetting. Now I write for the people that can't formulate their words as easy as the people that can. A counselor told me I have a talent. I can write. That counselor also told me I have a downfall. I can't do math. I get frustrated pretty quickly, so when I'm bad at something, I'm really bad at something. She told me the math gurus would solve equations for the people like me who can't grasp logic. I try to turn everything in my life into something positive. I try to express that in the pieces I put out. I believe that positivity breeds positivity, as well as empathy and kindness breed empathy and kindness. I write a lot about keeping my head above water in hopes of saving someone else who's drowning. I could write it better than you ever felt it. At one point in my life, I had this boy who I tightly attached myself to. I was never able to speak to him about how I felt or what I thought. Ironically enough, I wrote an entire book about him. He never graduated high school. He also drinks daily. He was all I ever wanted until I reread my book, visited the girl I once was, and realized through words and instant nostalgia that everything I had ever written about him was negative. In the real world, I would essentially lie to myself and act like everything regarding him was fine. In the notebook world, I would confess everything regarding the bullshit he put me through. I have visions of publishing the book and readers thinking that I am the saddest, most stepped-on girl to ever live until they either reach the end of the book or meet me in person and find out I don't mean some of the words I write. The book would be called something along the lines of, "This is the closest thing you're ever gonna get to graduating, your graduation from me." I guess sad, drawn-out experiences also inspire me to write. He spoke words that would melt in your hands. I finally found a boy that I don't have to romanticize. All of our experiences and all of our word exchanges are how they're supposed to be and how they're supposed to sound. Nothing's forced and nothing's forgotten. Being he's a musician, he writes too. He gets it. He knows of the other boy and he knows of the book. He asked me a few weeks ago, "When do I get my chapter?" Goddamn, he's gonna get an entire saga. I write about my adventures, I write about my heartbreak. I used to write about the one that got away until I found the one willing to let me eat peanut butter and jelly on his lap. Okay, hey guys, what's up? I'm Bianca. Welcome to my channel. I hope you liked that little rendition of the first thing I ever wrote about him, and I just want to explain it a little bit. It was it kind of, to me, was the first thing I ever wrote about him fully, because even though it was half about me, half about someone else, and half about him, to me that just symbolized a whole new beginning. And it was so fun to watch a chapter of my life end that I never thought would end, and watch a new one blossom and be so much better than I ever thought anything could be. So there's so many more stories after that, and there's so many more essays and so many more poems that are happy and amazing and lovely, and I'm so happy that I've always relied on notebooks and writing to kind of hone in on my thoughts and make everything perfect and let me remember how it all happened, how it all started, and how it all continues to grow. So I love that, and I hope you guys did too. And I really hope you guys enjoyed this video, and if you did, please give me a like, subscribe down below, and follow me over on Instagram, and I'll see you guys on Sunday for my next video. Bye!
She spoke words that would melt in your hands. She spoke words of wisdom.